Hi everybody, it's Scott Allardyce from the Canadian Disability Alliance. Attached to this video you will see draft letters for your consideration and approval in regards to the assisted suicide issue that's currently going on in Canada. For those of you that aren't aware, the Supreme Court last week came down with a ruling that lifted the ban on assisted suicide to allow doctors and other medical professionals to help their patients end their lives. We're not opposed, at least I'm not opposed, and I don't want to speak for the Canadian Disability Alliance until I get some consensus, but I'm not opposed to individuals who are able to represent themselves and suggest to a court or a medical tribunal that ending their lives is probably in their best interest. I would never tell somebody that they would have to continue to suffer. However, my concern, and the concern that I hope that the CDA agrees with, is that we want to make sure that in a new law or policy that the federal government may draft in relation to this issue recognizes that as a group within society, persons with disabilities need to be protected. We need to be able to say to medical professionals, lawyers, judges, courts, people that look after us like attendants and social workers and parents and guardians, that the decision to end our lives through assisted suicide is our decision, and no one else should be given the authority or the right, not even if they have guardianship over an individual, should have the authority or right to go to a court or a tribunal and argue that they will make the decision on helping someone commit suicide. That is an individual choice and needs to be enshrined in any new law or policy that the federal government will introduce. Now, just so everybody knows, the Supreme Court gave the federal government a year to come up with a new policy. The current law under the criminal code banning assisted suicide is still in effect, but the court has said that the federal government has a year to come up with an alternative section of Canada's criminal code. The attached letters that are above this video highlight what I believe are some of the key issues in that debate and discussion, and I would like to send those out on behalf of the Canadian Disability Alliance. But I obviously want and need people to weigh in on this subject. I need your input, and I need you guys to tell me what you think. This is a very controversial issue. There are no right or wrong answers here. We just have to make sure that people with disabilities are protected. If individuals decide that they want to end their suffering, I don't think that any organization, whether it be an organization representing the disabled or an organization representing medical professionals or any other type of organization, has the right to tell an individual what they can do. My concern is to make sure that those people with disabilities who want to continue their lives, who aren't in life-threatening pain all the time, who feel that they do make and can make contributions as long as they have the assistance they need to live, those people have to be protected. Individuals who know that they face a life-threatening illness, or that they know that despite the best intentions of their doctors and other medical professionals, that their lives will be filled with pain, I can understand why those individuals would seek permission to get help to end their lives. And for those individuals, all I can say is that we here at the Canadian Disability Alliance support those individual decisions, but hope that they are made based on medical facts and not out of depression or concern that the services that you need are not there. The discussion in this country should not only be about suicide for people with disabilities and people with severe illnesses. It should also be about the types of services that people with disabilities can expect. The type of services that the governments all across the country, whether it's the federal, provincial, municipal, territorial governments, have, that those services are enshrined, and that people with disabilities or people with grave illnesses can go and get service so that they can live their lives, they can contribute to society. All that people with disabilities want, and all I've ever wanted as a person with a disability, is to have the right to contribute to Canada, to make a difference, to strive for something better, not only in myself, but in my country, to help people. That's why I started the Canadian Disability Alliance, was to help people, was to make that connection with people. So please have a look at the letters, have a look at the policy that I'm trying to hammer out. Even if you disagree, even if you think I'm totally off base, I want everyone, please, everyone to take a second and think about the issue. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying that my way is the only way. What I am saying is that we in the disabled community have to get engaged. Have to get engaged with this issue, because if we don't make decisions on what we want, if we can't articulate our position to the decision makers, to the courts, to the medical community, I can guarantee you, absolutely, without hesitation, that other people will make that decision for us. It is time that we stand up as a collective group of people and start to say to the collective powers that be that we will help make this decision. We are not the only voice in this discussion, but we are a critical voice that must be heard. Please have a look at the letters and get back to me. Thank you so much. God bless all of you, and God bless Canada. Thank you. Bye-bye.